And Doctor Strange is like, stop, can't do this. You have no idea what you're doing right now. And Supreme Strange is like, nah, I came too far, buddy. I do not care. And sucks his soul. Now, alright, so we back with another Marvel's What If. If you enjoying, bro, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So this is how Doctor Strange violated himself and the universe. So we start off with Wand giving him a lecture and him looking at the Eye of Agamotto. Basically, he only wanted the Eye of Agamotto to save his girl. So he decided he's gonna use time to try and save her. So he rewinds all the way back to the night of the crash. And that boy looking smooth in the tux. But that's not the point. Point is, we about to see why Wand was lecturing him. So his babe pulls up, they start chit-chatting and flirting and whatnot, and he invites her into the car. And if you saw the original Doctor Strange, you should have a pretty good idea what happens this episode. I mean, the title of the episode is called When Doctor Strange Lost His Heart Instead of His Hands. So they get in the car and they cruising down the lane, and bro is saying all the right things on the QuickTime events. And the reason he's able to do this is because he failed the first time and remembers exactly what she said. Now that's a cute detail. It doesn't matter. He couldn't change time. And his bae? Well, she ends up looking like a stepped on cupcake. Yeah, she gets unalived. So does bro finally accept fate that he can't save his bae? Nope. He tries again, and this time he avoids taking the bridge. And she's like, yo, dog, you're not trying to kidnap me, are you? You missed the turn. I guess that's technically, it'd be adult napping. And he's like, nah, babe, keep it cool. We taking a different route. But it doesn't matter. The incident happens again, and once he do, he tries again. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. It gets gruesome. It gets brutal. They don't even bother showing us the rest. They just show us a montage of him losing her over and over and over. He tries again, doesn't succeed. It's like, man, this doctor cannot change his fate. But seriously, every time he retries, he keeps losing her again. I mean, he lost her one time into a heart attack, lost her one time to a mugger. I think one time she got lost to an explosion, bruh. This junk is devious work. And on the final one, he lets her drive, and she still gets unalived. After watching his bae get unalived over and over again, he's had to have lost his mind by now. So the Ancient One pulls up, and she's like, yo, dog, you better stop this. And you know I hate how niggas just be watching shit. You couldn't have told him at the beginning of his first try before he decided to do this. Nope, she waits until last second to where he's already lost his mind. So obviously, when she talks to him to tell him to stop, he doesn't. Doctor Strange is really not trying to scrap though. She tells him, you can't break an absolute point. So he's like, all right, bet. I'll just go to someone that can break an absolute point. And an absolute point is basically a moment in time that cannot be changed. So she hits him with this blast, but he manages to teleport out of there. So he pulls up, and it's low-key looking like a cartoon Jumanji. And then this black guy is just standing there, waiting there for him. Doctor Strange tries to talk to him, but bro does not answer. Instead of responding, he just leads him straight to the library. Also, bro's walk is extremely goofy, so we get to see the rest of the scenery, and this junk beautiful. All this for a library? This is insane work. So instead of walking, he just uses a sling ring to the very top. And tell me why this library got booby traps, bruh. Bro, what kind of knowledge is they holding in this motherfucker? So Doctor Strange manages to pass one booby trap, which is basically like a minefield, just for him to fall down a hole and land in mud, ruining his tux. I mean, it was already kind of ruined because he was in a car crash, but that's all right. So the black guy that was staring at him before is already at the bottom. So the black guy leads Doctor Strange to the books, and these junks hanging off the ceilings like chandeliers and whatnot. So he's like, bump this. He uses the force to grab every single book at one time. He goes through a couple, none of them interested him, and then bam, he finds time manipulation. So he figures out in order to break an absolute point, he has to absorb other beings, and some of the beings he absorbed is just absolutely freaky. He tries to absorb this octopus, but gets completely laid out. I mean, can I even call this an octopus? It's more like a kraken. He's like, yo, can you give me a little bit of your power? And that thing said, what? Slings him around like how Hulk did Loki. Bro was knocked out. Somehow he got knocked out with absolutely no bruises. So the black guy also lectures him, and he's like, yo, you tripping, bro. You need to stop this. Like right now, like you're endangering everything. So this time, Doctor Strange starts off small. He starts off with this demon gnome and absorbs his power. Then he sees this little bug, takes his cloak, but tosses him back. Then he absorbs this dark phoenix bird, these dragons, a freaking two-headed ram, and then it just goes on to full-on montage. It just starts showing us so many things. It's freaking overwhelming. Then it just shows us outside, night and day passing. So there's no telling how many beings he's absorbing. And guess what? Guess who? The Watcher's watching the whole thing, and he's thinking in his head, I could intervene. I could stop him. But what he really really learn his lesson? Probably not. And honestly, I agree with the Watcher on this one. He doesn't want to intervene because he wants him to learn his lesson. But for the Ancient One, there's no excuse for the Ancient One. You live in the same universe that he's in, or did live. So he finally returns back to the octopus because he has enough power and absorbs the octopus, or Kraken, or whatever. So he's finally done it. He's finally become supreme strange. He has enough power to break an absolute point. So when he finally returns, it's been years, and that black guy is dummy old. So Doctor Strange first reflex is to try and save him, but he's like, nah, I think I'd rather die. But before he dies, he tells him there's another Doctor Strange out there. He's telling him you're only half a man, living half of a life. And the Watcher starts narrating what's happening. Basically, the Ancient One didn't just hit him with a regular blast. The Ancient One hit him with a blast that split the two timelines. One where he chose to go deranged, and one where he chose to just be a normal guy. So Ancient One was actually in her bag. Of course, this won't stop anything. It only delays the inevitable, and she clearly did it as a last resort to stall for time. So we go to the other Doctor Strange world, and his universe is starting to fade from existence. Ancient One pulls up like, yo, kinda had to split you in two. You gotta stop the other Doctor Strange. So this good guy Doctor Strange is essentially the last hope versus the bad guy Doctor Strange. He on his Batman timing. He's prepping and he's preparing. Even Wand is helping him out, putting a heavy duty protection spell on him. So he finally pulls up. He's ready to fight. So now that there's two Doctor Strange, we're gonna refer to the regular Doctor Strange as Doctor Strange and the other Strange as Supreme Strange. So Supreme Strange grabs Doctor Strange to some other dimension, I'm guessing. I don't know, it's nothing but darkness. He's got him trapped in this magical bubble, essentially. And Supreme Strange is looking like a freaking monster. He pulls out from the darkness like, I've been looking for you. So he's like, bro, I need to talk to you heart to heart. Everything I'm doing is for our bae. We loved her. We need to save her. I needed to talk to you alone. That's why I dragged you here. And he's like, what? Talk to me alone? There's not even a universe for you to take me from. They're all unalived because of you. So Supreme Strange is still trying to have a heart to heart, but his body is spazzing out from all the power. He's like, bro, you gotta merge with me. You gotta let me save her. And Doctor Strange is like, no, bruh, you tripping. You're gonna annihilate the universe. Destiny's just like, forget it. Let's scrap. So he tries to suck his own soul, but the protection spell that Wand placed on him does not allow it. So he shoots these Dragon Ball blasts, but they both get deflected. Then he starts rising in the air and starts spamming them like they dodgeballs, but they all get deflected. So Supreme Strange starts pulling out his bag. He tackles him straight through his shield, sends him into a wall, but Doctor Strange's protection spell is insane. So they start scrapping. Bro gets the freaking lasso of truth around him just for him to get electrocuted by Supreme Strange. Supreme Strange pulls out his bag. He's an earthbender. He turns these rocks into freaking snakes. So Doctor Strange just blasts them all, starts flying. He tries to wrap up Supreme Strange again, but Supreme Strange sends his cape to fight his cape, and bro starts falling, but uses a sling ring to save himself. So the capes are fighting in the background, and they got that dog in them. They going crazy. So now it's just for the sorceress, no capes. So Supreme Strange hits a reverse. He hits him with the lasso of truth, then hits him with a Kamehameha, trying to get that protection spell off of him. And you can see that it's stripping the spell away from him slowly but surely. The cape tries to stop Supreme Strange, but Supreme Strange burns straight through it. Doctor Strange hits him with this huge freaking final flash, but it wasn't enough. He appears through the shadow of Doctor Strange and grabs him and like brings him into this freaking dark dimension. I'm not gonna lie, this shot was cold. It was clean, bruh. He even had the camera turning around. Bro tried to put him in an illusion, tried to show him his bae, the one he loves, bro, the one that he's sacrificing all of this for. And he's like, nah, bruh, I know this junk ain't real, bruh. It's a genjutsu. He starts seeing his universe get annihilated, bruh. He's like, nah, I can't do this, not even for you. So Supreme Strange appears and punches him straight out of the illusion, and they start falling from the sky. They start scrapping. He's getting hit left, right, falling from the sky. Doctor Strange gets him a couple in. They both boxing in the air while falling. They both land, and Doctor Strange is like, stop, can't do this. You have no idea what you're doing right now. And Supreme Strange is like, nah, I came too far, buddy. I do not care. And sucks his soul. Now he is whole as Supreme Strange, and he's going to break the absolute point with all this power he's gained. His body starts spazzing. The power is too much for him. It looks like a Dragon Ball Z dramatic finish. He's turned into a monster. He's not even a human being anymore. But right as he's this monster, he resurrects his bae from the car crash. And I'm not gonna lie, I do not know what bro was thinking. He must have thought this was Beauty and the Beast. He saves her, and the first thing she sees is his ugly ass. Hell no, bruh. If I was her, I would not want to see this dude. And he's like, babe, I did all this for you. I did all this for you. And she's freaking out. She's going crazy. She's like, what is going on? The universe around her is falling apart. Everything's falling apart. And he's like, no, babe, don't freak out. Don't freak out. I did all this for you. And guess what? He did all this for nothing. Because even though he saved her, she's a part of the universe. And she's getting erased from existence. She's getting turned into oblivion. So Doctor Strange is trying to hold back the universe existence erasure. He's trying to hold back oblivion, but he can't stop it. Then he sees the Watcher. He's like, bro, you gotta help me. You can see what's happening. You gotta stop this. You gotta save me. And he's like, nah, bro, I could help you, but you're kind of a lunatic and you deserve this. Also, it's my job to watch, not intervene. I'm called the Watcher, not the intervener. So yeah, this is your punishment for being stupid. So the Watcher deadass just pulled up just to tell him, yo, I ain't gonna cap. I can't save you. And Doctor Strange is like, no, I didn't want for this to happen. No. And she's just watching the entire universe get erased from existence. So Doctor Strange, last resort is to trap him and his bae in a pocket dimension inside of the oblivion universe that doesn't exist anymore. His last words to her is, I'm sorry, man. And her last words is, what have you done? And she gets erased from existence. Final shot being a sad, broken Doctor Strange in a pocket dimension in a universe that doesn't exist anymore. This is the Doctor Strange that lost his heart instead of his hands. This is a crazy timeline, and I know I'm doing this way out of order. But anyways, that's the end of the video, and I hope you enjoy. Make sure to watch the other Marvel What If videos. I know it's out of order, but maybe you'll still enjoy. And if you enjoy, subscribe.
I know that the movie and it ain't quick. Don't get sad cause move didn't quit. You don't gotta get that in a throw fit. Just hit the sub button and let me move you. Just hit the sub button and let me move you. Just hit the sub button and let me move you.